Okay, YouTube, what is up? Here I am doing a video of the E-Element RGB keyboard. This is a mechanical keyboard with Atomo Blue mechanical key switches. Now, those aren't Cherry MX Blue switches. They are actually Chinese clones of the Cherry MX Blue switch. And what's the next best thing to a Cherry MX Blue switch? Well, it's actually a Kale Blue switch, but, Atomo Blue is the next best thing after a Kale switch. These are still very nice key switches. I mean, they're still very clicky. I'm sorry if you guys couldn't hear that. I'll put the mic down by the keyboard so you can hear that. So yeah, those are what Atomo Blue key switches sound like. Now, they do feel a lot like Cherry MX's. I mean, if you know the difference, if you know the feel of a Cherry MX Blue switch, then you would easily tell the difference. But to the untrained eye, they feel just like Cherry MX Blue switches, and they feel very nice to type on. I'll also show you what the keycaps, I mean not the keycaps, the actual switch itself looks like. As you can see, it is a blue switch, although it is transparent, which is weird, but I like it because it reflects the color better. Now, there is a white version of this that has this kind of brushed aluminum look you have. Sorry for the fingerprints on there. There's actually a white one, which is very cool. And this is actual brushed aluminum. It feels kind of cheap, but it is aluminum, and it's very nice. I like it a lot. Now let's get down to the actual keycaps themselves. These are actually injected mold, I think it's called, keycaps, which means that these will actually never wear away. As you can see on the inside, it's a piece of plastic that the keycap has actually been, put over the top of. So it's So it is an indentation of the key, the actual, marking that's supposed to be on there. It's not laser etched or painted on there or anything, and it will last a very long time. I wouldn't recommend this keyboard for gaming because it does not have any macro key function. It is listed as a gaming keyboard, but it's more of a typist's keyboard, not a gamer's keyboard. This is more like the kind of keyboard that a video editor would use or something. I don't know. It's a typist's keyboard. That's what it is. Nothing more. It's just a typist's keyboard. You could game with it, but like I said, there is no macro keys, so you'd probably have to get like a Razer Orb Weaver or Nostromo or something to have separate macro key function. It actually came with this really nice wrist rest here. Feels pretty comfortable. It doesn't really match the whole keyboard, but it looks nice and it's pretty cool. Now, when I first opened up the box, it came with these little metal pegs here, and I was a little confused on what these were for because I'm looking at them and I'm looking at the keyboard and I'm like, well, where the hell did these go? If it turns out they're actually what hold on the wrist rest, because the wrist rest is detachable. But the reason I didn't think they were a part of the wrist rest is because the wrist rest stays on there just fine without them. I mean, you could pick it up and toss it in the air and the wrist rest will still stay attached. But the cool thing about these little pegs is, if I can find the hole, they are magnetic. So you can see right here. Yeah, it just snaps in there magnetically. So, I mean, it's also it moves around a bit. I don't know why it needs to be so flappy, but I will also take the pegs out so I can show you what the difference is with and without the pegs in. So this is what it's like without the metal pegs in. Still flexible. Shake it up. Still shake it around. Shake it up. Nothing happens. So the pegs really don't need to be in there. That's why I think the pegs are kind of stupid. But they are nice little pegs if you want to use them for something else. If you can find a use for something else. But a circle peg in a square hole. So this keyboard actually does feel very nice to type on. I enjoy typing on it. It's really cool, like I said. It looks very nice. Okay, now here are the different functions of lighting you can have. Okay, so now I'm going to take you through all of the different color functions. As you see, you've got this rainbow effect, which looks really nice. If you hit FN1, then you get this little fade through the RGB spectrum. Looks very cool. It is kind of slow though. If you hit FN2, oh no, nothing happened. Yeah, that's because when you type on it, you get a ripple effect. And you can also change the colors of the ripple effect. You can see here. Yeah, look at that. Green. You get some green. Ooh, blue. Dark blue. Now we get rainbow and red and craziness. You hit FN3. You get this slow kind of cycle through the RGB spectrum. You hit FN4, then you get this faster rainbow cycle through the RGB spectrum. This is most common. And then you've got FN5, which is this one here. This is custom. You can customize the color of every keycap. As you can see, I kind of went for like a white and red. I know it looks maybe like a little blue, but I think it looks pretty cool. Tell me what you guys think in the comments, I guess. If you hit FN6, then oh no, it's black again. That's because the colors change with each key you type on. You can make it so it does stay on one color, but I guess you're just going to have to play around with it because that's kind of how this keyboard works. Okay, so if you hit FN9, then you get this zigzag looking effect. If you hit FN8, then you get this ripple effect of every color that originates from the O. If you push FN9, then you get this kind of little effect where it looks like Tron, or like, you know, it just cycles. It's kind of like running through each keycap. So yeah, those are the different color effects. Like I said, just play around with it and, you know, that'll help. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the E-Element RGB keyboard. I highly recommend it. I would actually rate this as the best keyboard around because it is mechanical. It is backlit in the RGB spectrum, might I add. And it also is fairly reasonably priced. Now, I mean, you can find different prices, but I'm going to say it's in the $60 to $90 range. I think it's safe to say that because you can get some cheaper ones. You can find them more expensive in other places. I would link it down below, but I mean, this keyboard is very, very, very hard to find. So, I'm sorry. I will try to link it on Amazon, but I mean, for those of you who know what mass drop is, you can just type this in and join a poll and then have it mass dropped to you. But I will link it for Amazon if I find it. So, if there's no link, I'm sorry. It might have actually disappeared, but I will link some of its clones. So, you guys have a nice day. Shake it up.